Putting the hat on early, everybody. There are some people on the planet who are here for the sole purpose to help others. I think we have somebody in the building who's with me on that. Stay tuned for this one, everybody. I'm going to start the show off with a quote. I get to do that. I'm the producer. So I say, they say, do what you love and you will never work a day in your life. Have you heard that, Doctor?
Yes, Amanda? I have. Yep.
Dr. Amanda, I'm going to say the name right here. Oops, sorry, my title made it up there for me. There it is. Scipho.
You were
I was
close.
The PH I got right because that's an F. Mm-hmm. PH, there it is. But now when I said it wrong, y'all will remember. Dr. Amanda Scipho. Doctor of Chiropractic and certified acupuncture expert. And AnandaChiro.com.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Ananda. Mm-hmm. I'm over 2. I got like 80% right. How about that?
It's okay.
AnandaChiro.com. And that's not a play on Amanda.
Right.
What does Ananda stand for?
So Ananda is a Sanskrit word that means extreme happiness or bliss and blessedness.
Extreme happiness or blessedness.
Bliss. Yep.
Bliss.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to do a little thing that I have not done before, everybody. I'm going to put the camera on me. I'm going to politely ask, because I moved the camera somewhere. Okay. So while the camera's on me, I'm going to ask you to move your chair over about 8 centimeters or more.
Further?
And you're good right there. All right.
Okay.
So now we are set to make this thing all happen, everybody. And we run around and touch up cameras all the time. And I guess apparently I had it set and then I moved them. I'm the camera guy too, and the audio guy, and the video guy, and the production guy, and the janitor. I do everything. So we do for our small business owners. We have to do everything. Yeah. You're doing that yourself too. You have a little office now you started where you help people in a very unique way with a couple specialties that are very effective. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I would say so. Chiropractic and acupuncture, they are health and wellness field, obviously, and it's alternative care. So it's outside of mainstream medical. But we are, basically what I do is I help restore normal joint motion, restore muscle tissue, so that way pain can come down, joint motion's improved, function improves, and quality of life improves.
Quality of life improves, everybody.
Yep.
All right, let's talk a little bit about our sponsors. Speaking of quality of life, if you have a nice home that you've worked hard for many years and maybe had to see an expert in the chiropractic space, like Amanda, but you've worked hard, now you've got a nice house with nice furniture in it. Carol House Furniture, because you like nice things. Where do you like nice things? In your little castle. That's the name of our show, everybody. Did you catch on to that? Brooke thought that was kind of cool. But we also like to talk about the fact that there are means to, and the more I keep learning about gold, I am not a gold expert I'm still not an expert, but I've learned quite a bit. And I'm one of those people that once I start going and dig in deep. Gold has outperformed the S&P over the last 30 years, almost 50 years, I think it is. 1970, that's 53, 54, I'm 53, I was born in 72. But if you look at the history of gold, and actually many people don't know this, but try to beat all the investment guys are trying to beat the S&P. If you're an investment guy and you're a guru, 10% rate of return, man, that's what you're trying to shoot for. That's what the S&P has averaged. So now people are saying, just buy the index. What do you need an investment expert for? All they're going to do is take a cut of your 10%. Well, gold has actually outperformed that. You don't even need an investment guy. You don't even need to pay the index. Gold is a commodity you can buy. Now, if you're going to buy it through a resource that might be much more efficient. It is. Go to Gold Cowboy, goldcowboy.com. Click on my link. I'm an affiliate now. I'm a distributor, if you will, with them, a referring partner, and you can click my link, go to the page, and look, compare. You'll see the lowest prices you will find, and sometimes people beat us by $1 or $2 here or there, but the key to this is actually the buyback. A lot of people don't see that. They go, oh, I bought my gold, and now when I'm going to sell it back, that's where they also beat everybody. So check that out, and you can find a lot about gold so that you can have the money necessary to hire an expert chiropractor, doctor of chiropractic, and I don't want to get into my tirade about the medical world and how things are taken care of and how we take and consume medications and all of those wonderful things, because there's definitely a place for those things.
Yeah.
But I would say if you would definitely, it's a better strategy to fix the root cause.
Right.
Than to, pain pills are wonderful because they take away the pain, right? But you're not, if some of these things treat the symptoms rather than the problem.
Exactly.
We see. And chiropractic and medical MDs work together, ideally. Get in my little discussion about all that. But I have had phenomenal results from working with a couple chiropractors, and just a tremendous amount of knowledge that's been shared with me. Because when you're the kicker, they have to have a doctor on the sidelines, and often the chiropractor is the most available sometimes, rather than the medical doctor from the hospital. And so I became good friends with these guys, and I started to talk to them like, so you're like actually fixing the problem.
Right, yeah.
Not, and I get it, man. Pharmaceutical companies, they need to, there's the need for what they do, but it's ultimately you want to fix the problem. Let's just leave it at that. We can have you want to talk offline with me about some other theories I have about our world. It's not, I'm not the only one, everybody, but bottom line, let's get to the cause. Let's fix these things and do it right. And like anything, why would you have a window busted out and you put tape over it, right? That's not the solution. You need to replace the window. And I'm not saying replace anything. I'm saying rebuild it and regenerate it. Chiropractic does a great job to help people. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing and how long you've been doing it and why you're doing it.
So I have been in chiropractic professionally for 8 years now. I started Logan University in 2017. Or no, that's when I graduated, 2014.
Okay, don't worry.
Yeah, you know, all the dates are confusing.
As long as you know how to fix the back, that's all we care
yes,
about.
but
and
one
the
of
other things are tied into your nervous system, which runs through your spine.
Yeah,
right?
One of the really cool things that I got to do in chiropractic school was extern at Scott Air Force Base. So I learned a lot working under Dr. Portwood, a hands-on experience, real-world experience for real-life traumas. And that was very cool as a student to see those types of things, like someone falling out of a helicopter or, you know, I mean, the average thing like pulling a muscle in a PT test, but we got some extreme cases, and it was really cool to actually get to work on those as a student. So that was something that I really enjoyed and benefited from in school. And then since 2017, I took a couple of different jobs that I didn't necessarily click with the way that they wanted us to treat patients. So I started my practice during COVID, which is probably, you know, not the best time to start a business, but it worked out for me.
Yes, that was a very trying time, if you will. There's a lot to be done during those trying times. We learned, those of us who battle through and make it, we all had to do that unless you went to heaven. And there's some, we did a whole discussion about who went to heaven during that time and all that. My father included. I can get in that discussion. You want to talk about what happened there? It was a learning experience, to say the least. But yeah, I mean, we learned a lot from that. Talk a little bit about your history, if you would, with regard to why did you choose to get into this field to begin with? Why did you choose to go to Logan?
Chiropractic? Yeah. So I went to Truman State University for my bachelor's degree, which is a really good school in the Midwest. Go Truman.
I know.
But I started off on the pre-med track, and once I started getting into classes and started thinking about what I would be doing, I knew I didn't want to do that. I wanted to find a more alternative route to medicine and to helping people actually heal. So just like you were just talking about, I didn't want to depend on medication or surgery or injections. I wanted people to actually heal from the inside out, because our bodies are capable of doing that if we give them the right input. So
I love it. Yeah, I mean, that's so true. I mean, I try to be Mr. All Natural, I jokingly say, because it's inevitable, like in our culture and our society today. I go to an event, I won't say any particular places, but we know this is true. It's a soda, I won't say any manufacturers, we know the two big ones, right? Or a variation of that soda with a different flavor, or another soda.
Yeah.
Or, and then maybe a beverage with some wheat and barley that has a low content of alcohol in it.
Yeah.
And all of those are not necessarily what I want, but those are the only choices you have. So then we have come up with for instance, I bring water with me into the Cardinal games.
I bring water everywhere I
and
go.
Here we go. Amanda does the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, how important is it that what we have? I'm getting off on a tangent here because I like this topic. That our bodies are machines built over evolution. I believe is a process of a higher power. I think people will argue come at me a little bit if you want to argue with me about it. But bottom line is, some people are like, oh yeah, we all just came from, this is the atheist that some people talk about. And nothing against their theory, okay, except then where did that come from? I always ask them, okay, where the Big Bang? Okay, where did that come from? I believe there's a higher power. I believe the mechanism the higher power, whether it's a he or it or her or whatever, ultimately came from, developed a system that, tell me if this makes sense, over hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years, we have developed this through evolution, through creation, through the combination of those two, where things are very effective if we just take care of it. Versus in the last 30, 50, 100 years, they're saying, take this lotion, take this cream, take this powder, take this medically created chemical. You're breaking the system there, and you're trying to patch through with something that will make somebody a lot of money potentially, and might fix the problem, but it might cause bigger problems. Naturally, we're born with just about everything we need.
Right.
Sometimes we run out of those things because now we're living longer. Explain for me a little bit why your approach is more effective, you think?
Well, just like you were saying, our bodies can heal themselves. So if we give them the right input, the right food, the right water, the right rest, which rest is a big thing today that people aren't getting because we're stuck in a sympathetic overdrive where we're fight or flight. We can't relax, we can't calm down. So our parasympathetic system is just turned off. So, adjustments, acupuncture, we can help remodulate that so that parasympathetic turns on, sympathetic turns off, and we can actually allow our bodies to heal. So it's a cool system, and it's
already there.
It's already there.
That's my point. And it's been in existence for literally like at least hundreds of thousands of years, if not millions of years. And all of a sudden, we come up with some revelation because now we do have the periodic table of elements, and so we start to pick apart these elements, carbon and fluoride, everything is, nitrogen, everything. And okay, now we can play with these things, and this will change and make this little thing happen.
Yeah.
Okay, that was formulated by humans, and I hope you're not messing things up. But the natural build that we have is much more effective if you just properly use it and sustain it and give it the resources and nutrients that it needs, for instance.
Right, because if you think about, some of the top killers, heart disease, heart attacks, high blood pressure, all of these things, diabetes, they're lifestyle factors for the most part that you can change and control.
Don't smoke.
But a lot of times you're given a medication to mask it and to bring it down and modulate it instead of being told, hey, let's focus on nutrition, let's focus on exercise, moving our bodies, feeding our bodies, nourishment instead of medication.
And the nourishment from a natural perspective of like, don't just eat sugar-coated apples.
Right.
The apple's good.
Apple's good, yeah.
But the sugar-coated caramel apple, that's too much of something that our bodies naturally love sugar. Right? We like the way it makes us feel.
Yeah.
There's my phone is vibrating about my watch, and then we all are technology that interferes with our world, right?
Yeah.
And we can modulate and track things with those. It tells me how many miles I walk and how well I slept and how many hours of REM versus not REM sleep and all. You can tell me more about that. But there's a lot built into our natural systems that we just kind of throw to the wayside because we've got a quick, easy fix.
Right.
With some solution that somebody invented with a few chemicals.
Well, and the quick, easy fixes aren't always fixes. Another big reason I got into chiropractic was my dad. He, had a motorcycle accident when he was younger, has had multiple back surgeries, and, back surgery is supposed to take away pain, right? He still has recurrent pain down the legs, burning in his feet. He gets injections, he gets, nerve ablations. They don't actually help. And so that's why I wanted to get into something more natural, and I wish he would have tried that before the first surgery, because then where could he be right now versus where he is?
We're getting in deep here already, everybody. I love it because literally, I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm just saying, look at more. People act as though often chiropractic is hocus pocus, weird, like theoretical things. I'm like, no, it's actually the core elements of what we were designed with over hundreds of millions of years, and it's been pushed to the wayside. And I love I love capitalism. Literally, I'm a big advocate because it does pure capitalism, not crony capitalism. Crony means you get in with your cronies and then you act like you're making things better and you block out your competitors. That's not true capitalism.
Okay.
But capitalism allows us to innovate and create as long as there's free marketplace. There's an argument here. I'm getting into a bit of here. I hope I'm not upsetting anybody, but I tell you what, I don't really care. Talk to me about it. We'll have an adult conversation. And I can do it online. We can do it through a stream. We can do it on my show, wherever you like. But you need to take more attention towards what God gave us, the resources that we were built with, and use those resources because they're the ones that we were designed to use. It's like I've got a brake system on my car that's been proven to work. Well, I'm going to go buy some cheap brake pads and save a few bucks. Well, you just impugned the integrity and the quality of your brake system, and now you're going to crash.
Right.
Not a good strategy. I just threw that one together, but does that?
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense? I mean, okay. Let's get into a quick break here. We're going to share some more community stuff we're doing, and I'm going to come back to talk to Amanda about. We got off on a tangent there, but what fuels her passion, some of what her clients have to say, some of the specialties that she has gotten into, because it is a matter of you've got to be an expert at something on this planet. She's chosen to be an expert in a couple important areas, and we're going to delve more into. So with that, let's stay tuned here for a little bit of our community stuff we're doing here. Here we go. Will Bates, everybody. Will Be Inspired. Tell me about the event you got going on here.
Oh, we got a golf tournament today. Got some people coming out to support our military veterans and first responders. Everything that we raise today goes towards benefiting them, mental and physical health, overall wellness, wellness retreats, outdoor retreats, gym memberships. You think of it, you name it. That's what we do. So this is all to benefit them. I appreciate everybody coming out and taking action. Thank you.
We're at Old Hickory Golf Course. Been here for a number of events. Great crowd here.
Yeah.
How many people turn out for this thing so far?
Oh, there'll be at least 170 people here.
170 golfers, everybody. All right, if they need the Cardinal Cowboy to give out some free golf lessons, I might be doing that later. Don't wait for that. Don't wait for that.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Get up. We'll see you guys. Get up.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey everybody, Cardinal Cowboy here. I want to invite all of you to be part of my new team. No, you don't have to put on a baseball uniform and be a super fan. Now, it would be a good idea to cheer for the Cardinals, the greatest team in the history of the National League. But I'm talking about the Gold Cowboy team. You know, I love to help people follow their dreams and reach their goals in business and in life. So that's one of the reasons why I'm telling you about my friends at My Metal Pro. They help people like you and I acquire gold and silver with a membership that lets you safely buy, sell, and store gold and silver. They make it real easy to get started. My Metal Pro isn't like the big guys you see on network TV or the big coin shops that take a huge commission. So become part of my Gold Cowboy team. Scan the QR code or go to goldcowboy.com and check it out. Giddy up! Well, there you have it, everybody. Again, leaders in the community, if you would like to learn more about investing in gold, go do so. You can learn more there at goldcowboy.com. I got a video out there that I just created that got approved by the people that I work with to say, man, that's a great message about how to, but just compare a checking account to this. Essentially, it's kind of a gold savings account where you are buying physical gold, so it's not really a savings account, but when gold goes up in value and then you want to cash it out, you literally press a button, it turns it back into fiat money, and you can spend it in moments. Except that you got the appreciation, the increase in value, which has been the last couple of years 25%. No checking account does that. not even
not even
50th,
4%.
not even one of that one. 0.42% versus the average capital last year. Over time, 10%, 15%. The last few years, gold's gone up 25%. So do the math. It's kind of a no-brainer to have that account. Sign up for one. It's $150 for the basic account you can get. That's one-time fee to get access to that sound money wallet, they call it. All right, so let's get in here and talk a little about it. What is it that really fuels your passion about what you get to do, and where did that come from that led you here? You kind of talked about a little bit about that, but give me a little more detail.
Yeah, really what fuels my passion is helping people. So, chronic pain patients, they're not sleeping well, their social and recreational life is inhibited, so they're not going out, they're not seeing friends. Their work is inhibited, their mood is poor. All of these things are at a low level because of their pain. So they can't function the way that they need to function. So when they come in, they get treatment, they get an adjustment, we do acupuncture, whatever it is we're doing that day, we restore normal motion, balance in the muscles again, and then you start seeing the person underneath, because a lot of times when they're in pain, they have this persona of like, oh, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, because pain is so hard to deal with. Sometimes it's so intense that it's hard to deal with. So
yeah,
when you
tell you about some pain, some of the pain I experienced I don't even remember, but it was when my jaw broken and big gash in my head. But these things impact people the way people function, because it was too painful to make that next move for something to move forward with your day, to get out of bed, to make some food for yourself. These are the things that impact people.
Yeah, so then if you're able to bring that pain down, they're able to sleep at night again. They want to go out with their friends. They want to see family. They start talking. They're more themselves, and you actually get to see that person underneath the pain that has kind of been hidden for so long.
Hitting on a lot of important stuff here. All right, let's talk about it. You do offer, I'd say, we ask people if they've got any kind of special promotions or things they do. Talk a little bit about what you offer to the community a little bit. I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah, so I do nonprofit care. I take care of first responders, so paramedics, firefighters, EMTs, police, military and veterans, and then I can do some lower income work as well, just to provide services to all these different groups that really pour into us. So they're serving us, I serve them back by reducing costs of care through the nonprofit.
And is there a general ballpark for the number that typically?
So it's about 30% cheaper than my office prices. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's a big, I mean, you're taking a loss there, but it's a good cause. So generally, I know that people, they give about a 10% and they can eat that, but 30%, you're really going out of your way to help people. That's pretty cool. Online reviews. We got a lot of stuff that people said wonderful things about you on your. I like to put, you got the stuff on your Facebook, so I'm going to put that up on the wall here for everybody to take a look at. And you can see these if you go to her Facebook, Dr. Amanda Scipho.
You almost had it.
No, it's the other one. No, it's the other one. Scipho. Okay. But take a look here at what we've got. I'm going to put this on. I'll do the wide angle here so you can see what we're talking about. And then I'm going to zoom in on some. I'm just going to randomly pick one. My wife and I have both gone here for acupuncture and adjustments. Let me make this take over the screen for everybody. So yeah, I'm going to go check this out. There it is. It's always been a great experience. You can tell Amanda takes great pride in what she does. Here's what I'm highlighting, everybody. And she is extremely knowledgeable in chiropractic and acupuncture. Why do you think some people are saying things like this about you?
Why are they saying I'm knowledgeable? What I do at every single visit is I educate. So that's one of the biggest things I do for my patients is, when they first come in, they ask, well, why do I need this? What's the point? What's it going to do for me? And I educate them. I talk about why our joints need to move properly, why we need that proprioceptive input so that our brain and our body can connect again and we can know where our body is in space and time. Because that's if our body and brain aren't connected, that's when we have those compensations taking place, where we have one side that's super hypertonic and the other side is a little bit more lax, or we start seeing a short leg on one side because biomechanically our brain and our body aren't connected the way that they need to be. So we can't function properly because of that. So I take time to educate my patients at every appointment that they have. So, first visit we might talk about you're presenting with this condition. Here are some things you can do at home. Next visit, we'll follow it up. Did you do those things at home? Here are some more things you can try at the office. You know, maybe office ergonomics are set up in a really poor way. So you're sitting hunched forward, elbows up, instead of trying to have an upright posture, eyes forward. You might be looking to the side at your screen. So just thinking more about how our bodies actually need to move to have the best input.
This is why we bring on experts, everybody. I can't help myself. I'm known to be fairly direct. Some people love that. Some people don't. I don't care. I'm going to tell them the truth that they need to hear because it's best for them. Even if they don't like me, I don't care if they like me. I cared if I help them or not. I think she's very soft-spoken, so maybe she's not as direct as I might be. But, I mean, you've got to get the word out there. And I'd say the reference there came from, how often do we go to another place of care? I don't want to name anything too specifically. Yeah. Where they're just like, here's your prescription, go to the doctor, pick this up. Why? They don't even ask that question. It's just like, this is the protocol. Go next client, please. You know. But I appreciate that because you do obviously take the time. You just explained that. I was like, quick, easy question, could be an easy answer, but you're going to give us some depth about why that's important. And all I was doing was showing people your reviews. But and I accidentally asked that question kind of. It was like, normally I go, how does that make you feel? But in this case, I said, why did you say that? Really? Yeah. And what is that? Why is it important? And generated those responses that you got because you are taking the time to explain. That's really critical, I think, because most people we just go blindly into whatever. These are the experts. We got to do what we're told. We got to do what they say. They're the doctors. They're the experts. I don't want to get specific. I mean, I've got wonderful MD friends of mine. They're medical doctors. They know what they're talking about. But they all have our specialty of approach. But and they will explain things too, I think, very often. But I like the depth that you gave there because it was beyond just the immediate. It was like the core, going back to what we thought, let's fix the source of the problem. And that's what you need to find if you're going to. That's what I got known for. I didn't get a promotion one time because they said, Carter, we don't want you to be a designer because those designers do a wonderful job and they work directly with Microsoft. And then when it breaks, you're the one that we found that they can always fix it. So you can't be the designer, you got to be the operations manager, they called me. But anyway, that's life, and so we all have our specialty. So I appreciate that. I think that's very important for people to understand. Give me a cost analysis, if you would. I mean, we talk about this. We've got about a minute left here. And we're going to do a second half hour here with Amanda because she's got a lot more to share with us. But in the last 40 seconds here, tell us a quick cost analysis. For me, that's why would you spend money and what are you doing to help generate a return on their investment or save people a lot of money, potentially? I think that's easy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been told my prices are too low, but I want to be accessible to as many people as I can be. So that's why I keep them where they're at. So for a new patient exam, I always do exam, consultation. We go through everything, your first visit, talk about your conditions, and then if it's safe to adjust, we adjust. If it's not, I refer out for x-rays. So that first visit is only $108. Follow-up adjustments are $48. So depending on what you're coming in with, a once a week for 6 weeks type of thing is going to be $350, you know, compared to so many other
We got to take it there. Let's talk more in the second half, everybody. Stay tuned, everybody. Get up.